Hey, what is up, you guys? It is your boy Astrox, and today we're gonna be explaining about 7 reasons or 7 preparation tips before Inazuma comes. And yeah, I know some of these may sound obvious, but there actually is some key terms that you might want to consider within the remaining 6 days that Inazuma is going to be happening. Um, yeah, let's just get right to it. So before we start this video, please make sure to, if you like this video, like it, and if you want, more videos just like this, then subscribe to me, because it helped me out for a growing YouTuber and get my videos out there more. So without further ado, the first thing that you guys should do to prepare will be to save your prototype weapons. And that will be, weapons that you can get from either, the child boss fight, obviously fighting against Ajaha, and then, we have bosses such as, Wolvendome, and yes, as well as Storm Terror. So if your weeks have been reset, then yeah, I would take my time to fight those bosses for this week and try to get whatever prototype weapons you have. As you can tell from the live stream of the Inazuma update, we are getting like 5 new weapons, 5 new craftable weapons that will be used. And if you have seen leaks already, and for those of you who don't know what those weapons have in store, definitely save your prototype weapons, because there's definitely going to be a craftsman in Inazuma as usual. So yeah, definitely take the time to save your prototype weapons, and make sure to save as much ores as you can if they're going to be needed, like the crystals, that white iron chunks, in order to save for those ores and prototype weapons, just so you can get those craftable weapons and see how they'll be on either what if you have a Kaza, or even if you're saving for Hayaka, so yeah, that's my main tip. Now on to my second tip. The second tip is, do not do any reputation quest. Like in Leeway and Mondstadt, there's reputation levels and reputation, bounties, and as well as requests. Obviously, once you reached a certain reputation level 8, such as in Leeway, you get, gliders, wings of golden flight, and then you get the wings such as the ones in Mondstadt. And there's definitely going to be a reputation quest in INAZUMA, and obviously you're going to be getting, I'm going to guess, purple, gliding wings, just to match the aesthetics of, Inazuma themselves. So yeah, if anything, I would definitely save, your reputation and your bounties quest before you get into Inazuma. I do not recommend doing them now, only because this is the last week before Inazuma starts, and if you have done them already, then it's alright. Because next week it's going to, refresh anyway, and that's when we're actually going to get Inazuma. But if you have the time, make sure don't do any reputations or don't do any bounties, because you may need that if you want to increase your representation in Inazuma as fast as you possibly can, so that you can get those wing gliders. Now, for tip number 3 is to prepare for your free Beto. Now, when we first get into Inazuma, there's going to be a couple of events that they're going to spring at us, and in one of those events we will acquire a free Beto. And obviously, if you don't have a Beto yet, then this will be a perfect time to start prepping for your free Beto. If you are interested in her her playstyle, I believe she's very powerful. I plan on using Beto myself when Inazuma drops, just because she's Electro, and apparently Electro as a whole is going to get buffed in the Inazuma patch, which makes so much sense. So definitely, if you want to start grinding or prepping for your free Beto right now, then you totally can do that. That is totally an option. I plan on using my Beto beforehand. Good thing I prepped beforehand, because I had her for an extremely long time. She's currently a C6 Beto that I currently have, and her artifacts are pretty much they're pretty much stacked to this point, except for, you know, one gladiator artifact. But yeah, she's pretty stacked up to this point. She has a very good weapon, and yeah, her stats so far seems completely fine. So yeah, definitely gonna be using Beto more, definitely. So make sure, if you want to use Beto, if you don't have her and you want to prep for her, then this would be a perfect time to start prepping for Beto right now. And yeah, that's just my third tip for you guys if you guys want to use Beto more often. Now, for the fourth tip, I would have to say is the Golden Apple Archipelago. Whatever last minute resources you need from here, whatever chests, whatever puzzles you might have missed, because remember, the Golden Apple Archipelago is going to leave within a few days. So I would recommend that whatever time you have left, because these are limited islands, I will go, you know, farm as much chests as I possibly can, do what you have to do whatever puzzles that you can, so that you can get as much resources and primo gems from those puzzles as much as you can for this next update. So yeah, definitely recommend going around this island one last time before this leaves. And hey, if you want more if you want more sea, well, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but you know, the mats for Kazuha, then definitely I would want to grind those as much as you can and get those level up materials for him if you haven't, or if you have him. And pretty sure those same materials for Kazuha are going to transfer over to Inazuma, but just in case, you really want to get as much of those as you possibly can, and really look for some. See, look, I have a chest right over there that I forgot to get, you know. So yeah, just make sure to go around this island as much as you can, and get whatever remaining chests, do whatever remaining puzzles you can, and just complete that. Now, for my fifth tip, I would say is to save your resin, you know. And if you have a lot of resin, then I would consider, you know, crafting condensed resin. You know, as for the most, you can only carry 5. Yeah, I would really just save your condensed resin for that time. Like, if you plan on using Ayaka, or if you plan on grinding, you know, any new artifacts, because there will be new artifacts in Inazuma once they're introduced. And yeah, I would definitely start, you know, crafting condensed resin for the update, just so that you can farm whatever future heroes you want, you know, Ayaka or Yoimiya, faster. Whether when it comes to getting their talents, you know, as much of their talents as you can, or as much artifacts you need for them, you know. Regarding the characters, you know, since we're getting new artifact sets in general, I believe we're getting 4 new artifact sets. I would actually go and, you know, save as much resin as you can, even fragile resin, if you want, so that you can, you know, grind those new artifacts and domains for your new heroes. Now, for my 6th tip, I'm gonna say is to please save your primo gems. Save your primo gems. We're being introduced to 2 new Inazuma characters. Actually, no, make that 3, because it's the introduction of Sayu. And if you want to decide to summon on Ayaka's or Yoimiya's banner to get these characters, then please, I advise you to save as much primo gems as you can, which really is going to tie back to my 4th tip, which is, you know, searching the Golden Apple Archipelago as much as you can, because even though it gives you about 5 primo gems each time you do these mini you know, quests and puzzles, then it will save you a lot, honestly, trust me when I tell you. So please, with anything, save as much as you can, and plan out your future characters, plan on who you want to get, and really, like, study or grind, like, who you want to get for and what mats they use. For even though when it comes to Yoimiya and Ayaka, we're going to be it's going to take us some time, because majority of their mats are in Inazuma. The only best thing I can say, if you want to start prepping for now, is the crystals, you know, the cryo crystals, and you have the pyro crystals. You know, you can easily get those from the pyro Regisvine and the cryo Vegesign, and as well as either the cryo hypostasis, you know, for those cryo crystals and whatnot. So definitely, if you have, you know, enough crystals, and that's fine. But if you plan on getting either one of those characters and you don't have enough, then definitely now is the time to start getting that for what you need for those characters. For my sixth step, it should be pretty obvious, and it's just to stack up on Mora and XP books, because once you do that, you know, it's going to be a lot easier for you to level up your characters, and it's going to be a lot easier for, you know, the more Mora, the better. The better, more you have, the more you have, then of course the faster you'll be able to level up your character's talents or level them up in general, as well as their artifacts. So definitely stack up on XP books and Mora. That is the best I can say. Should be pretty obvious, you know, it's very simple to do. The last tip, and this tip is the most crucial tip. If you're a returning player to the game for the INAZUMA update, and your AR level isn't where it needs to be, your AR rank, I suggest start playing the game now. Only because in Kazuha's prologue, right, in his character arc, you had to be AR 36 in order to complete his story quest. And I don't want future players or returning players to be AR locked from INAZUMA, okay? Because the moment we're going to be starting the quest, I have a feeling we're going to start with Beto, you know, taking us to INAZUMA. And I don't want anybody to be AR locked from the game. So this is my last and final crucial warning that I want to save everybody from doing. I don't want anyone to be locked out of a new region that just opened up. I want everyone to enjoy INAZUMA at the same time. So yeah, those were my 8 tips, as you can say. With the 8th one being the crucial tip. And yeah, that is just my video for today. So if you guys enjoyed these tips, then please drop a like. It will help me out a lot, and subscribe if you want more of these tips and tricks videos and whatnot. And yeah, hope you guys are excited for this INAZUMA update as I am, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
That